Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, we are in the shop. Now today we're not going to be working on any of the cars. We'll be doing another shop update. You guys will remember a few weeks ago we did a fan install. Actually might have been a month ago. I'm not sure when that video is going to get posted. But today what we're going to be doing is actually adding some fans to the third bay. You guys can already see we have a smaller fan up there in the corner. Well, what we'll be doing is adding a second fan over in this corner. This way we've got a fan blowing down both sides of the car, and that's pretty much where I always need air. It's kind of like when I'm working on a tire, wheel, whatever. And yeah, so we've got the one in the corner where our target is going to be basically where the other end of that toolbox is, somewhere right there. And the third fan that we're going to be installing is actually the same brand as Air King. You know, I saw a lot of recommendations on this from various people on YouTube. Amazon reviews have always been pretty good, and I actually had bought that fan to put over there, but obviously I didn't know how to measure. So obviously with that 30-inch fan, there's no way it's going to fit above our cabinets over there. So what we got here is actually another 18-inch fan, and the model number is 9518. All right, so we got the fan cut open, and this fan is going to require a lot less work than that 30-inch fan. These 18-inch fans pretty much come pre-assembled, and the hardest part is actually just getting it out of the box. So let's get this out of the box, and we'll show you exactly how this thing is assembled and what we're going to need to do to put it together. So like I was saying, this is pretty much pre-assembled. All that we have to do is basically grab the fan and get it out of the box, and there you go. So you've got your fan, the motor, the brackets, and there's a handle up here. Well, you gotta cut that loose, but your handle, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So this fan is pretty much ready to go. You know, there's no assembly, there's no screwing anything together. The only thing you're really gonna have to do is actually bolt together the bracket that bolts to the wall. So this bracket is actually be very similar to the 30-inch fan, where you've got 3 holes here. You know, we're going to drill holes into the stud on the wall, and you actually have 2 ways to mount this. You could actually mount the fan like this, pointed way out, or you'd have it hanging down below. And as you guys can see on the 18-inch fan in the corner, we have the bracket mounted like that, and the fan is hanging down below it. So here's the hardware that comes with the fan. You've got a steel cable to, if you ever had to, like, you know, tie this to a girder or a stud up above the fan, that's what the steel cable is for. You've got your bolt and your nylock nut. That is basically to bolt the top of the bracket here to the wall mounting bracket, and you know, that's how we're gonna hang it down. And then you also have the chain that basically just turns the fan on and off. Actually, it goes to the mode. There's high, low, medium, and off. So it is a 3-speed fan. In reading the instructions, they're actually going to want you to go pick up some hardware. Hopefully this focuses on it. You're going to need a 5/16 diameter lag screw, and you want it 2 inches long. So what I did was I went to the local hardware store, picked up some of these. You might be able to buy these in bulk cheaper. I think these were like 18 cents each at the local hardware store. So obviously I just went there and picked that up. Now the one thing that we're going to be doing different with this install versus the 30-inch fan install, we're actually going to include some washers behind the bolts. That way, you know, when you tighten your bolt down, it doesn't screw up the powder coat on the bracket. That's kind of the one thing I picked up from doing this fan install versus that one. So when I installed the one in the corner, we've done the same thing. We installed a set of washers. All right guys, I'm not sure what you'll be able to see in the wall, but I took the dimensions that I got from over on the fan in the left corner, and I measured 1.5 inches down from the top of the ceiling, and then I measured down 2 1/4. The 1.5 inches is going to be the top edge where the bracket's going to end, and then 2 1/4 is going to be your first hole. So that's kind of the X right there. Ignore the circle. I was completely off. The stud was too far off. Then I drew a line from that straight down. And here's your second X, then here's your third X. Again, I was too far to the left when I drew the circles. And yeah, so that should be pretty much it. We're gonna get the bracket bolted up to the wall and we should be good. And mind you guys, it's another 100-degree day, so if I'm hot and sweaty, I apologize. But let's go ahead and get that bracket on and we'll get this first part of this fan installed. All right, so as you guys can see, we do have the bracket kind of installed. I've only drilled the first hole and tightened up a little bit. Then I took a level, put it next to the bracket, and we'll level here. We should be good to go. Now we're just gonna tighten down the middle and the top, and I think we're gonna be good. The drill bit that we're using, the Milwaukee drill, will not fit inside. It'll fit here, but it won't fit inside the middle. So I'm just gonna use my Milwaukee ratchet, get it started, and then if I have to, I'll finish it up with a wrench. All right, so we finished the 3 bolts install, and we're fairly level. It's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty close. So we should be good. Let's go ahead and grab the actual fan itself. All right guys, you can see the fan turning off. We have managed to get the mount up there. Now the one thing about this mount, I've seen people mount them different ways. I actually saw a guy on Amazon put the bracket above the wall bracket, and he was able to get more like swinging out of it. But you know, I'm not exactly gonna be up here trying to change the position. So I mounted it as the instructions told me to do, but you know, you could modify it. You could maybe get a longer bolt, get like a spacer, and you know, have it just so that the bracket is down a little bit. That way you're not gonna hit anything. But you know, so we have it installed per the directions. But like I said, you could mount it up top, you know, put this bracket above there. Obviously the fan would probably hit the wall mounting bracket if you did it like that. But if you had it angled down like this, then it shouldn't be a problem. So if we want to modify this later, we can. It's simply just 1 bolt. Lift the bracket above the wall mounting bracket and then put the bolt and nut back in, and that'll be pretty much it. But like I said, fan does work. I'm probably gonna run it on medium, and yeah. So I don't know how much of this you're gonna be able to hear, but this is both fans going on at once. And right here in the middle of the bay, even though I'm not really necessarily pointed to either fan, I'm getting plenty of air coming toward me. Well, my legs are getting it. Maybe if I angled it back up a little bit on both, that my face would get more. But you know, it is moving air. Now you'll see this one bouncing. They do that sometimes. I don't know, like I guess it just depends on the pitch and angle of what you do, but they will bounce occasionally. Heck, even the big one bounces a little bit, but it's not all the time. It eventually settles out, so just something to be aware of. Now I have talked about air conditioning the shop. You know, the shop is insulated. The walls are all done. The doors are actually done. These doors do have a foam material back behind the inner layer of it, and ceilings are done. That ceiling's done. So I could pay to install a mini split, but I mean, I've only got a few $100s in these fans. I think that fan was $250, something like that, and both of these fans were about 120 bucks, so nothing too crazy. And you know, mini splits go anywhere from like $1,500 to $2,500 plus labor plus HVAC guy. You know, it just adds up. But you know, the one fear I have about mini splits is that even if I installed it, this space is so big, I'm afraid it wouldn't keep up. Like, it would be constantly running and it would never cool the space down. Like, I would never expect it to be like 72 degrees down here, but you know, maybe if you got it to 80 with no humidity, I don't know, maybe that's something we'll do in the future, but that's obviously for a project down the road. And honestly, I would not install it now. It's 100 degrees in here, probably 140 in the attic, and you have to run lines, electrical, all that stuff, and we don't want to be doing that stuff during the summer. So that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more Corvette updates, SS updates, shop updates like we've done today, hit that subscribe button, turn on your bell notifications. And if you guys want to help support the channel, I should have links to the 18-inch fans, and you know what, I'll include the 30-inch fan. We've talked about enough in this video. And also be sure to check out our website, BonecrrusherSS.com. Thanks guys, have a great one.